Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Race Therapy, where high RPMs is the soothing of your soul. Today we are doing another singular expose on a classic race car, and this time in a classic racetrack. Both these vehicles and these tracks are no longer manufactured or in existence. This is a McLaren from about 1971 vintage. Um, it was part of the Can Am series, which was a Canadian American racing series that started in about 1966 67, and in its first iteration ended about 1975. Basically, it was an unlimited class where your ingenuity and ability was the only limits to what you can race. You had cars with the biggest engines. You had cars with the most powerful engines, various forms of active downforce. You even had a sucker car, which one of these days I will probably expose that, since I do have that in one of my sims. But today what we're doing is we are going to run a couple of hot laps in a McLaren M9, I believe, with I think an 8-liter all aluminum Chevy big block with mechanical fuel injection. As you can see, there's the tops of the fuel injections stacks. The track is the now defunct Bridgehampton Raceway. As you can see, those bleachers. They speak the name of the track. I believe this was near a beach because obviously we have sand all around us. Amazing track. Ironically, Bruce McLaren during one year actually did a ride along where he strapped a camera to the car and he went around this track in high speed and explained each corner and how he attacked each corner. It was pretty interesting. He's now deceased, unfortunately. He passed away in 1970. But his legacy lives on with McLaren cars, as well as race cars that are still being made. So with that being said, let's get it on. Now again, this car was just insane compared to any other racing class. NASCAR, Formula One, Le Mans. I mean, car weighed about 1,700 pounds, maybe 1,600 pounds. And engines were about 750, 800 horsepower. If you put a car like this on a racetrack with a Formula One car, Formula One car would lose back then. I think that's called Thunder Valley. Name says it all. Brutal power. These cars are so ahead of the time. The only odd man out is that it just has a 4 on the floor. I guess you didn't need anything more than that, considering you had a highly potent big block under the hood, or In this case, there is no hood. Here. You can see this track not really that safe. I guess if you hit a sand dune, I guess that's kind of a cushion, but there's a plethora of trees here, as you can see. Hard guardrails. It's a very dangerous track. Not much runoff either. Look at those trees on the right side, left side. But it was legendary. Imagine about 30 other Can Am cars rolling through that tunnel, through that valley. Can't even imagine the sound that must have been like. This is the tricky corner. Gorgeous track though. Oops. Go sideways there. Again, no traction control, no anti-lock brakes, no steering assist. Shifting is done by me through a Fanatec 7-speed, utilizing Thrustmaster 3PA Pro pedals, 3-pedal setup with a Rigmotech load cell brake modification. Probably could hear me shifting. Whoops. 4-speed. That's it. little bit of throttle oversteer. Yeah, this car, you got a manhandle. There we go. Rear end always wants to trade places with the front. Glorious car. Find a place to land this beast so we can take a quick look at its hardware. Alright, beauty of VR, you could actually get up and look around. And we're under the bridge and sit in the passenger compartment. Yes, we're having an out-of-body experience right now, but here it is. Got a full-size race car in my room. It's beautiful. Here's my body. Turn on left, turn right, that's me. And take a look at that engine. I think up to 73, 74, they upped the cubic inches, and these were either 8 or 8.4 liters. Massive. Mechanical fuel injection, again ahead of its time. Look how cool those stacks look, and that was functional. Look wild, but it was functional. Those stacks used to be on Pro Street cars in the early 80s. But that's where they came from originally. Can Am race cars. Alright, let's get back in this guy and give it a little park. This way we'll end this session. Clutch in, first gear. Alright. Beautiful day of racing. Thank God we can experience these tracks now in virtual form. Bridgehampton was turned into a condo many years ago. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, have a great and safe weekend.